my Stampin' friends. I hope you guys are all doing well tonight. We'll give it just a minute and see if anybody has a chance to jump on live. Sorry, it's crazy. Get on the camera and then you can see what you missed. Don't like it when my necklace isn't straight. Um, we'll give it a minute to see if anybody's able to get on live. If you're not and you're catching the replay, so welcome. I hope you enjoy what I have to share tonight. My name is Candice Anderson, and I am coming to you live from Hiram, Utah. Um, I recently joined a group on Facebook that's just a scrapbooking group to get some more ideas on scrapbooking and stuff, and they had a challenge going on, and I thought it was just a really cute layout, and I kind of did something a little different with it. So I'm going to share that layout with you, but then I want to share how I turned that into a card. I know I've shared quite a few times taking a card and turning it into a scrapbook layout. This time I'm going to reverse it and go the other way. I am going to be using um, parts from one of our scrapbooking kits, but mostly it's the paper and then focusing on the stamps and dies. So let's go ahead and switch cameras here. And hang on. Where did you go? There we go. So I'm going to show you. I posted a picture of the. I'm going to try something new, especially since nobody's on here quite yet. I don't know if this will work or not, but let's see if I can add in a scene here. And let's see if it will let me add. You can see my my layout that I got. This is new. Give me a minute. I haven't added a screen before. Right here. So this right here, you can see, is the sketch challenge for June 2025, and I believe it is Creative Scrapbooker magazine is the group I joined. So this was their layout. I decided to go a little bit different. So I am using the Meant to Be set, and if you're familiar with that one, it has a bunch of hexagons. And so instead of doing a circle, I decided to do this giant hexagon in the back and add the little bees and stuff to this layout. So, okay, let's see if we can take this off now and go back to this one. There we go. Oh, look, it leaves the layout in the bottom corner there. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if I can move this up to top, maybe. Oh, nope, that didn't work. So, okay. Maybe we can turn it back off. We'll leave it. That's fine. So you can see I ended up doing, sorry, I'm going to lift my camera up just a little bit. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. Like I said, I ended up doing a hexagon shape instead of the circle. Now, if you look at the die set that I use, so again, it's using the Meant to Be. So this is the sticker sheet. I didn't use any of the stickers, but I did use some of this cute paper, and I had a hard time deciding which one I was going to use on the background because there is just tons and tons of cute paper in this set. And then I did pull in the Meant to Be 12 by 12. What is it called? Has a special name, two-tone cardstock that I have used on the page as well. But I am using the Meant to Be stamp set combined with the Be My Valentine stamp set. So they both have the bees in it. I shared a project with these, I believe, last week. And then I'm also using the dies here, which is the meant to be dies. And that's where I'm getting the hexagons from. And you'll notice that this is the largest hexagon that is in um, the set. And this is a bit larger, if you can tell. So I'm going to kind of show you what I did. What I ended up doing was throwing this onto a copy machine, and I enlarged it. I did have to put two pieces of paper together once I enlarged it. So I glued it. Roughly is about 8 by 8. And so then I kind of just started cutting it down. And then I used that template to cut my background so that I had the hexagon shape in the back of my page. So just kind of a way to think outside the box, I guess, a little bit. I have these that are, I believe I did them 3¼ by 5¼ so I could add some pictures onto here. And you'll notice in the design, it had like some little stars and stuff like that. So I've replaced them with using the bees and using the flowers. Again, the cool thing about the bees here is that you have 3 different sizes if you have the 2 different sets. So these 2 are cut. You can cut with the dies. This one you have a punch to cut. I mentioned this last time. If you use the punch on the what's the word I'm looking for here? The wings on this one, it doesn't cut the center out. So when I used this size, I used the die cutting wings from this one so that all the wings matched. Just a little uh, tip on that one. And since it was only a single page layout, I prefer a double page. So I did come up with a second page to go with this. You can kind of do it either way here. But so I'm going to move this out of the way. This is the second page that I have. So again, I used a bunch of the hexagons again. Uh, yeah, hexagon, right? Um, and when these hexagons, when you cut them out, you actually get a shape, the dual shape. So you get the cutout edge as well as the bigger shape. So I used those cutouts in the background here, and then I put these on top. I haven't added any pictures, obviously, yet. I'm not even sure what pictures I'm going to add to it. It was just such a cute page that I was having too much fun. But we could easily use the hexagons to cut out some of my pictures in a hexagon shape. I could add journaling onto here. Um, I've done the words "Love This Life." This was a place for journaling. You could add some additional journaling here, but I stamped the "You're as sweet as honey" here and the "I love you." Now, this one here, just so you're aware, it says "I love you no matter what." So I just inked the one section, masked the other so that I could add that little touch and element. This is the back side of this paper here. So when I cut the 8 inches, this left me enough to flip, and then I just flipped some of the extra along here. So now today for the live, I'm going to show you how I turned this particular layout into a card as well. So we're going to start with the same colors. We've got our petunia pop here. And I have pre-cut a couple of things just to make this a little faster. And I didn't do the inside. This is a darker one, so I may do something on the inside. I'll post a picture if I do. But I pre-cut out our little hexagon shape here. And I think this is the third size. Yeah, it's the third smallest one. Or no, fourth is the size that I used for this particular page card. Wait, that's the right one. Yes, because I'm going this way. So I could go a little bit bigger if I went this way, but I'm going this way on it. And I did play with both directions, and I just kind of liked this one. I liked both of them, but I liked this one the best. So we're going to use some old olive. And since I didn't cut it out of the designer series paper, I could have, but I didn't. So I'm just going to use the little hexagon, beehive, whatever we want to call this shape from this one is actually in the Valentine one. I really love the Valentine one for just all the little flowers and stuff that you get with that one. This one has kind of the bigger words. It's got a little bit of flowers and the more bees, but not as many. So they just really, really work well together. The Valentine set came out first, and then this one came out later. So I already had the one. So many of you may be the same way, but okay, got that on there pretty quick. So I am using the very smallest little bee on here. I am going to stamp his face. I love that there's all these fun different little faces that you can stamp on here, just depending on what you want. So we're going to add his little face on there. And like I said, we have the wings. I like to use the glue dots. I just think it's easier to put them on. So I just add a glue dot to each end, maybe. The other thing, if you're using the dies, the punch, and just show you the punch. The punch cuts out the little antennas as a heart, where the dies, it's a little bit more of outlining, so you can kind of see the difference. This is the card I made last week, but you can see the difference depending on what you want to use. And since they're the same size, and if you have both, you can definitely do whichever one fits your project a little bit better. Like I said, I used the big and the little bees on here, so that was the biggest reason I used the outlined little wings for this guy. So, okay, move these out of the way. I gonna bring them back for a second. I also love that you get two different little tails for the bees, and I want to show you on here. If you'll notice along the bottom, I actually rotated them and kind of went back and forth along the bottom here, and that is how I did just this fun little line. And then I used them along the sides here. Probably should have added one there, but I guess I still could. So I love that you get two different ones with that as well. So we're going to grab black ink, our Memento, and we're just going to kind of put this down in the corner here. And last but not least, I just realized I forgot to cut this part. Bear with me for a second while I cut. All right, so this is the two-tone paper. So if you look really closely, if I flip one of those over, it's kind of harder to see on this one, but you can see this one's just a tiny bit lighter than these. If you were to look at some of these other colors, there's a little bit more definition. Pull these out so you can see. But that you can get some variety in color. And they have a white center, so if you were to tear it, I'll tear this one a little bit. When you tear it, you can get that white center look. So if you use like an embossing folder, it will cut through it a little bit. I've done it on several different things. But so I'm going to actually flip one of these for this, and we're going to stamp I love you. And I am using the full seam on this because of the size. It just worked. Um, and I realize I probably don't have my scrap. Here it is. Sorry, I was running a little bit. I'm behind today, so I didn't have everything I needed quite prepared. So thanks for bearing with me for a second here. Um, so again, pretty easy to finish putting this together. We're just going to add some adhesive. Oh, before I do that, I almost forgot. I love these hearts. So I did take the two different hearts, and there's some smaller ones too, but I've just added some of the little hearts here. And I like that there's kind of some different sizes that you can play around with here. You can add some additional little hearts to the uh, thing. So we're going to add this one. And I'm going to grab my green glue for these. Stick it across and put this one across, and then we'll cut it off. And I'm just going to offset that one just a little bit here. So these ones here, I am going to pop up. So one thing to keep in mind, so I've already pre-cut some of these hearts, flowers and hearts out. So I'm going to put one of these teeny ones. Actually, I'm not going to put it on that one. I forgot I put it on here first. So I want to show you how I did this, because I popped up both of these, and so spacing wise, I wanted to make sure that I could pop up the little heart in between them. So I'm going to put this one on first and hopefully kind of get it centered there the best I can. Then I'm going to put one of these little dimensionals here, and I actually double it up, put it right on the edge, and I double layered it. So it's going to pop up even higher than the next layer here. I can put a link in there, Natalie. It was just one I found on Facebook, and I don't think it cost anything to join it. So I will add a link so that if you guys want to join in, you can join it as well. It had tons of cute ideas. And oh, shoot. Well, we'll add a heart or something over that. So actually, I'm going to flip these two. Since I'm putting a heart on that one, and I got a little bit of black ink on there. I don't know if you guys have done that. Get ink on your finger and then you get it on your thing. So we'll add this. And then to finish it off, so simple, easy, we're just going to add some cute little flowers. We're going to add a yellow one. We're going to put it right over that black. Oh, I want to add my bee before I completely finish it. And I'm popping him up as well. Add him over here. And just add some additional little flowers. I don't know where I want them. They're just going to stick on here somewhere. Sorry. Glue is not working with me today. I have a love-hate relationship with this glue. I love it, but sometimes it comes out too much and then it's super sticky. I'm going to add one here. Oh, goodness. It's being super sticky on me today. We're not going to put that one on there. And I did finish it off by just adding a few little embellishments. I liked the, ugh, it's really not working with me today, guys. There we go. And stay there. So quick, easy. You can see how I changed that. Here's my first card here. But see how I easily changed that from a page. My page has run away. A page to a card. There you go. You can see the same layout. So when you're looking for ideas, I'm going to go ahead and switch here. When you're looking for ideas for scrapbooking, for card making, think outside the box. I've used ideas that it was a 3D project that I went and turned into a scrapbook page or a card, or vice versa. I have some samples of where I did a 3D project, a card, and a scrapbook page, all using the same ideas, taking elements. So keep that in mind when you're trying to do it. Also, look in nature, look around. I actually saved a picture the other day that I want to do a challenge, more of a color challenge, because loved the colors. And I was like, that's a great way to come up with ideas for colors. Look, just looking in different places and stuff like that. I keep in mind the sale that's going on, the sweet sale that's going on right now. If you want more information on that, I do have a live that I shared that has some tips and tricks on how to do that. We have a new challenge we're doing for our Scrapped series. It is the in colors, and I will be the last week of the month. But watch for Thursday or Friday for another episode of that from my friends. And thank you again for joining me. If you do have questions or comments or anything, please, I'd love to hear from you. And I will share that link as well. So thanks again and have a Stamptastic night. Bye.